I was messaging a friend of mine about some things some of us men are doing together, and his response was this: for so many years, I looked for a men's group like this, but I could never find it. Well, now that man is in the middle of a life that's been shipwrecked. He's in his late 50s, and although he's a great man who's lived a great life, he is now shipwrecked. And he's not shipwrecked because he's a bad man. He's shipwrecked because when trouble came, he was an isolated man. Everyone speaks of the dangers of isolation, and it's true. But it's not very often that we talk about the power of connection, the power of doing life as a team. Without a doubt, life is a team sport. I recall growing up in Indiana, and I would go across the street to the park, and in the wintertime even, I would take a shovel and shovel off the basketball court because I wanted to play basketball. And I recall sometimes by myself shooting the baskets, and I would do the 3, 2, 1, and pretend that I'm the guy shooting the ball with the game on the line. And I think we've all done that because that's the kind of life we want to live. Why don't we live that kind of life? I think it's because it's hard in our culture to find a way to embody the 3, 2, 1 kind of man. We might think that, well, the kind of job I have, I'm not a 3, 2, 1 kind of man. Or because of mistakes I've made in my life, I'm not a 3, 2, 1 kind of man. Well, those things factor in. I think the single greatest factor to why it's hard for us as men to become the 3, 2, 1 kind of man is we don't have teammates. Life is a team sport, much more than I think we could possibly realize. We should all pretend that we are professional golfers. You know why? If you look and you watch a golfer on television, multi-millionaire golfer, every time he goes to swing the club, you know who's right beside him? His caddy. We should all pretend that we're Olympians. You know why? When you see them perform, and after they've done their performance, they walk off the platform, who greets them right away? Their coach. We should all pretend that we are NFL MVPs. You know why? NFL MVPs are part of teams. Call me a dreamer if you want, but this is the life that we can all live and we all must live, but it requires us to have the courage and the boldness and the love to connect with other people. When I think about that text message I received from that man, he described the kind of groups that are supporting him now, and I'm so thankful for them. He's in about 3 different groups that basically support men after they've shipwrecked their life. And I'm so glad those exist. But can we, as men, meet together to proactively pursue the goals and the dreams, the calling on our lives? Is it okay that if we meet together and strategically live our lives on purpose as a team in order to accomplish big goals and dreams? I say we must. When we are by ourselves, we are greatly limited. On our own, we're like a running back, and maybe the ball is in our hands. The problem is there's 11 people on the other team, and we're by ourselves. You're going to lose yards every single time. By ourselves, we are all incredibly limited. There's another dynamic that we don't talk about very often. When we are alone, we fail to recognize that if I am not with other people are not receiving my gift. We all have a gift for people. And if we're not there on the team, the reality is my teammates are playing 11 against 10 if I don't show up. We often as men think about, well, do I want to show up or not? Maybe instead we should think about how much other people need us to be an asset to their lives. And certainly for all of us as men, we're going to hit some hard times in life, our personal life, our family, our occupation. And when those hard times come, we're going to need to have people around us that were already there. So it brings me to this. I want us as men to take more bold steps together. Here's my basic plan. I want to have opportunities for men in the Tulsa area and for men across the country on Zoom to connect and intentionally do life together. Let me first of all say four things that this group is not. Number one, it's not a networking group. This is not for guys to come into their group with their biggest business badge on. Listen, if business happens because of our connections, that's awesome. But this isn't for men who say, oh, I'll go get in that group because I want to do business. No, this is for men who want to network for the most important things about life. Actually, I would say it's for networking for every facet of our life. Secondly, this is not a religious group for talking about God. I would say this, it's more so a group of faith-based men who want to do something with their life because of God. We don't gather just to talk about faith. We gather to talk about what we can do because of our faith. Number three, the goal of this group is not to add obligations and chores onto a man's life. The goal of this group is to provide a network for a man for friendship, accountability, support, and even fun for his life. And number four, this is not my group. I'm just the butler. As I sit here to make this video, I notice my shirt is dirty. It's because I just came from my grandchildren and one of them was eating something and I was like, it's perfect because I want to communicate things to men from a grandpa heart. As I was thinking in my mind about this group and the more that I want to do for men, part of me was like, I don't have time for this. In a business sense, this is a lot of time and energy and focus. It's probably not the best business decision to make. Yet I'm compelled that it's the best life decision to make. I greatly value and believe in people. When it's all said and done, I don't want to be known as a man who gave full focus to business. I want to be known as a man who gave his heart to people. So here's the basic plan. And once again, most of these things are just opportunities for men. The goal is not to take attendance and expect men to be somewhere at a certain time. First of all, we have a Denny's group that meets on Monday mornings twice a month for breakfast and conversation at 6:30. That's going to continue. We have a group of men that meet at a Reese's in Tulsa and have a fun lunch together and conversation. That's twice a month. That's going to continue. We're also going to have a weekly meeting on Zoom available. Once again, this is not an expected attendance thing. This is for men who want the extra engagement and support. This is for guys all around the country that want to be involved as well. We will also have a WhatsApp community that allows for people who want to be involved sometimes almost daily. Like if you have something you want to be held accountable to, like guys, today I have a project to get done. This is what it is. And you just want to tell us what your goal is. For me, I try to not eat after 7:30. I'll be looking to put some messages out there to guys like, hey, it's time. It's 7:30, boys. I'm about to finish off the night. I might need a conversation. So the WhatsApp community is for guys that want that extra kind of communication for accountability and support. And then lastly, because this is like boys in a sandbox, we're just grown up men, all kinds of random opportunities can come from this. I'm going to start hiking Turkey Mountain in Tulsa a couple times a month. I'm going to invite people to join me for that. Other people have activities that they're involved with that they want to invite people to. This is our group. This is our opportunity to live our lives as a team and let organically allow things to happen through our relationship. Now, one thing I do not believe in is paying to be in groups like this. I understand that the value is there. I don't know how to quantify the value of connecting with people. But as far as my values and beliefs, I don't believe in asking men to pay to be a part of a group of friends and to dream together and do life together. I just don't believe in that. I am going to ask this though, because this is kind of under the umbrella of the work that my wife and I do. This is the kind of work that we do, that we pay our bills with and fulfill our life mission. The one thing I ask is that everyone in the group do something to enhance our work, and just to value the work that I put into this on the back end. So for some of you, that's going to be donating to our nonprofit. Several of the guys in our league already do that. It's not about how much that you give. For you, that is your decision. But there's other ways that you can help us that's not financial at all. There's ways that you can connect us to people. I can talk about that later, but essentially, as I look at this, for me to be a good steward of what my wife and I are doing with our life, it's really important that I do put out there to people that I ask you to donate to our nonprofit. Whatever's on your heart to do, doesn't matter, or to do something to enhance our work and maybe connect us with people. And we can talk about more of that in the future. So here, I just want to end by saying our lives are wildly important. And I think our lives are so important that we must have people around us. Just like the golfer who has a caddy, the Olympian has a coach, the NFL MVP has teammates. Our lives are so important that we must do them together. So if you want to be part of this group, I simply want you to message me and say, I'm in. If we're connected, you already have my email or phone number. Just tell me that you want in, and I'll set up the back end. If you're connecting online and you do not know me, I'll put my email below this video in the description. Thank you for watching.